Hello YouTube, this is BUB'S Comics coming at you with a quick comic haul. Still showing off some books that I got from that dealer day, kind of like I call it almost a mini-com, but just basically a dealer setup at a comic shop. It was freaking awesome. I absolutely love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. I love when comic shops do things that the customers want, and man, that comic shop was banging that day. There were people coming and going constantly. It was standing room only. You had to wait to get in line to see a box. It was great, man. I love it to see that many people at a shop, because that's a shop that doesn't do new books. It's all just archived books. So first we'll start off with Fantasy Masterpieces #1, Silver Surfer. So this, of course, is basically a reprint of Silver Surfer #1. Super cool, and this is a weird book to me. It's one of those books, and I'll show you another one here in a minute. It's a rare reprint that actually is pretty sought after and can command way more money than a reprint should cost. I know that I'm probably in the minority, but I feel like a reprint should only cost like $1 or $2 or $3 at the most. But some of these older reprints in good condition, you know, this book can sell for over $100 in a 9/8 and a slab 9/8. That's ridiculous. Who's paying $100 for? Why would you pay $100 for a 9/8 reprint when you could probably take the same money and get like a 2.5 of the real book? That just doesn't make sense to me. But I guess some people have to have it look perfect. But I don't know. There's my head scratcher for the day. Silver Surfer #1. I paid $1 for it, and that's what it should be paid for. It. Same thing goes for Fantasy Masterpieces #4, starring also the Silver Surfer. There's another great reprint of a classic cover, and it's really awesome, and I love it. But it's a reprint. I bought it for $1. That's what it should sell for. But there's another book that can go for like $20. So I'll scratch my head all day about stuff like that. And next we have, this is a book that I thought that I already had, but then I was convinced otherwise, and I'm glad that the dealer was like, I don't know if you had that one, so I picked it up. There's The Lone Ranger #1. The Lone Ranger. Look at that. That's an Alex Ross cover, for y'all who didn't know. Of course, anything Alex Ross right now is picking up a lot of steam. So what I have are the B covers on this volume. I think it's Lone Ranger Volume 2. And all the B covers were Francesco Francavilla covers, whom I really do enjoy his artwork. So I didn't have the Alex Ross A covers. So it's really cool to now I've come across an Alex Ross A cover, so I snatched it up. And now it's mine. Here is Vanguard Illustrated #2. It's a classic Dave Stevens cover, and those words just run together. You know, Dave Stevens didn't do a ton of published works. You know, he was sick, of course, and couldn't draw the way he used to draw as time went on, and of course he's passed. So a lot of his work is not necessarily like every time you see a Dave Stevens cover, it's basically a classic Dave Stevens cover, because that's just how it goes. So here's one here from 83, 84-ish, whatever. And look at that. Vanguard Illustrated #2 from Pacific Comics. Very cool. Love all the yellow and black on there. And really goes along with all my space and beauties and all that kind of theme. So very happy to have that one. We'll throw another Dave Stevens. This is one of my favorites. I can't believe I didn't own this book. In fact, I was so shocked that I didn't own this book. I bought 3 of them from the dealer because he had 3 and I bought all 3. Because I was like, man, surely I have that book, but I'm sure it wasn't in this good a condition because all these books were in VF Plus to near mint condition. And this one especially, all 3 of these I picked up were near mints. And I didn't know that I didn't already have it. I thought for sure I had one, but I didn't. So now I've got 3. So there's Airboy #5, Return of Valkyrie. So that's an old Golden Age title, Airboy. And Valkyrie was kind of a B character to Airboy. And I'm pretty sure that's Airboy down there. So there you go. Look at that. And we'll do a little close-up. Dave Stevens deserves it. Look at this. Kind of those Rocketeer pants. Man, that's nice. Congratulations, everybody, for getting to see that on YouTube today. And speaking of scantily clad, almost the same outfit, we got Vampirella Classic #1. So now this is another one. Pick this up for $1, right? But it's a reprint. But it has the original cover art from the original appearance of Vampirella, so I think it's cool. And that's pretty much. I'm not a Vampirella fan. I respect the art, but I'm not collecting it. So this is as close as I'll come to getting a Vampirella #1, and I'm totally good with that. So there's a copy of the art. That to me is as good as anything else. You know what kills me when people buy prints. To me, you could probably get a copy of the book for the same price as some of these prints go for. But of course, if you're trying to get an original Vampirella #1, it's going to be pretty expensive. So get a reprint, and that's pretty much, that's still better than a print. Put it in a frame if you want. Anyway, here is a cool little run from Frank Cho. And here is 50 Girls 50. So those are some old stories too, and he kind of continuing the anthology on them. So 50 Girls 50. Look at that. Space themes, like 50 women in a spaceship traveling, trying to get home. So pretty cool. And we have #1 there. And we have #2 here, which I also like a lot. Frank Cho, one of my favorite artists, does women beautifully, and then also does good monsters. So anybody who does women, monsters, and fantasy stuff, that's right up my alley. I can't say no. My favorite cover in the run. Now there's 4 books in this run, and I have 1 through 3, of course, because that's how it is when you're dollar bin diving, right? And you end up with #3. But look at that. That's a freaking dinosaur in a spacesuit holding a ray gun. That is awesome. I mean, I don't know what else you want in a cover. There's a beautiful woman posed to strike, and you got a freaking dinosaur in a spacesuit. And he's watching her. He knows she's there. That is so awesome. I love it. Frank Cho, man, what a master. That is some good stuff. I just love it. Next we have, I've been picking up these Golden Age books, as you know, and I've got the Planet Comics, and I've been delving some into weird science as well, like that one, and weird fantasy, some of the EC books. So I thought I'd go ahead and pick up some of these EC reprints that came out a few years ago. They're all like near mint copies, and they reprint the EC stories because there's something about, I'm not huge into slabbing books, as you all know. Some I think deserve it, some don't, some need it, some don't. But I think for the Golden Age books, I'm kind of leaning towards slabbing most of that Golden Age collection that I've started, because I just love the way that thick CGC holder feels in your hand. It just gives it weight, gives the book weight. And I'm collecting really low grade copies of these books, and I don't want them to get damaged anymore or to further deteriorate. So I kind of like the idea of being able to pick up these reprints and using those to read through if I want to, and then having the originals in their slabs. So we got a couple more of those. We got Weird Science #2, Weird Science #5, pretty cool. And we got Weird Science #6. I really like that one. Those little aliens are goofy looking. I love that. Those are all Al Feldstein covers. Al Feldstein. So anyway, let's see what else we got here. And we'll close it off with a little bit of a risque cover. You know, I like those. So here is, I guess, Cheval Noir. Sounds like a perfume. By Dark Horse #1. There's another Dave Stevens cover. So put the kids to bed for this one. There you go. Starts off with the chains and the heels. I think you all know where this is headed. And look at the gears and all like the steampunk work back there. And then there's some ladies with, you know, at least she's tastefully covering up. That's good. Thank you. I appreciate that. And there you go. So pretty awesome. Cheval Noir. That's pretty much a you know, mature book. So it says mature readers on it. So, you know, if you're looking for that one, read with caution. But that's it. That's all we got for today. And we'll have more coming up, of course. I hope you all enjoyed that, and when you get done watching this video and videos like it, read a comic. Thanks. Bye.